Welcome back. Math is easy, step by step. All right, in this part 40 video, hey, I want you to stop and pause and you give it a try, right? Now we're going to continue to convert fractions into decimals into percents, but now I'd like you to stop and pause the video on scratch paper, give it a try. You convert these fractions into decimals. You convert these decimals into percents. You absolutely can do it. Give it a try. And come back, start the video, and I'll show you how to answer these problems step by step. All right, let's just get right on in here to it. All right, so we have 2/3 is the fraction. Now, I kind of gave you one of the steps I probably shouldn't have done. I probably should have just given you the 2/3 and said, go for it, get her done, right? But I'm trying to be nice. Okay. So every fraction is a division problem. 2 divided by 3 is equal to 2 divisor bar 3. All right. In 3, 2, 1, stop and pause. Get her done. All right, hopefully you stopped and paused because now is the instruction portion. So 2 divided by 3, 2/3, right? We got an invisible decimal to the right, raise that right above the divisor bar. And you can put as many zeros as you want to infinity. But we only need 4, 5, maybe even 2 or 3. So I put 4, and these are my invisible zeros, if you've been watching, right? So 3 times what number gets me 2? There's no number in the world that will give me 2 times if I multiply it times 3. So that's a 0. So 2 becomes 20. All right, so what number times 3 gets me closest to 20? 6. So right above that 0, I'm going to place the multiplier, 6, right? Because 3 times 6 is 18. I know 3 times 7 is 21, and 21 is larger than 20. I cannot subtract 21 from 20. But I can subtract 18 from 20, right? So 3 times 6 gives me a number 18 closest to 20. Again, 6 goes right above the furthest digit to the right when you're doing long division. Now I'm going to subtract the product. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. 3 times 6 is 18. So 20 minus 18 gives me a remainder of 2. I'm going to take the digit to the right, which happens to be a 0. I'm going to bring it down and attach it to that 2, which is 20. Wait a minute. I just did 20. I'm going to do 20 again. All right, well, 3 times 6 gives me closest to 20. Again, right above that 0, the furthest digit to the right, above the divisor bar, we'll put the multiple. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract 18 from 20. I got another 2. Wow. Okay. Bring down the digit to the right of my other 20. And you have that 2 turns into 20. So you're seeing a pattern here, 20, 20, 20. And you can see each time the multiplier is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 18, or 20 minus 18 is 2. Bring down the 0. Bring down the 0. So this is going to be a constant repeat, 0.666666, on and on and on. And you could round up one of these numbers, right? The number to the right of 6 is 5 or larger. It's 6. So I can round that 6 up to a 7. And I could stop. Or I could write what you see here is the line above that 6, which means it's going to repeat on and on. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. It's going to keep going on and on and on. So our decimal equivalent of 2/3 is 0.6666, and I'll stop there with the 4 sixes. All right. So what are we gonna do? We have our fraction, we have our decimal value. What are we gonna do to convert that into a percent? Okay, so I wanted to show you the equivalency. We have 2/3 is equal to 0.6666. Right, and the line above the 6 means it's going to repeat on and on forever. Unless you round it up like I talked about in the last segment when we were doing long division. So how do I convert this decimal into a percent? Okay, so you can see we have the 3 equivalencies. 2/3 is equal to 0.6666, which repeats. If you move that decimal 2 places to the right, add your percent symbol, you have your percentage value. But I want to show you how to change this decimal into a percent. Okay, so I want to make sure this is crystal clear. We change this decimal into a percent by moving 2 times to the right the decimal. So move it 1 time, move it a second time, and you get 66.66%. Okay. And so hopefully this is helping to clarify this particular problem. All right, so hopefully you can see now that 2/3 is equal to 66.66%, which is equal to 0.6666, repeating on and on and on and on and on. Thank you for joining me. Math is easy. Take it step by step. If I have helped you, please help me and help others. Like, follow, share, subscribe. In the next video, part 41, I have a real interesting chart I created that shows the relationship between certain types of fractions, with decimals, with percents. So hopefully it'll help maybe clarify and open your eyes of understanding when it comes to relationships between fractions, decimals, and percents. Thank you for your time. Math is easy. Take it step by step.